Okay, I want to start off today with a request because I know who I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be a peacemaker. I'm supposed to be forgiving. I'm supposed to be patient with other people who let me down, especially those who disappointed me. So I'm requesting that I may possibly need some prayers for strength and for patience with those who let me down. Specifically, those of you who are hating on my Steelers. Okay? Kelly Bratton, come on. Steve Lusk, Rob Johnson. Whenever we talk about our toilet paper shortage and then make references to my Steelers t-shirt, we may or may not have stepped over that line. So for those of you that can, if you'll try to remember me to help me to be the man I need to be towards these individuals. All right, having that out of the way. As of this morning, according to Johns Hopkins Hospital, the COVID-19 cases in the United States are at 14,250. When I came to my basement last Friday, they were at 1,000, 14-fold. In the next few days, we're going to continue to see just how big and how rough this pandemic is going to get. From our home last night, the news is that I'm one of those 14,250 as I got my test results back last night that I've tested positive for the coronavirus. I will tell you this, for so many of you who have prayed for us, I'm so thankful. Your prayers have totally changed our home for the last 2 days. God's blessings, His presence, our perspective, peace and a joy has been here that was not here as much before. God is blessing us. He's listening to our prayers. My symptoms are good. I can't believe how blessed I feel. A little bit fatigued. I've got my nose is, basic drainage and a cough. But God's watching over us. God's blessing us with a number of things through this difficult time. Pray for my family. I don't want them to get it. Right now, they're feeling fine as well, and I just want that to continue to happen. God is for us. Yesterday, after my message yesterday, Debbie Wiles, we posted on the Southgate Church of Christ website, and Debbie Wiles had watched it there, and I had mentioned that video that I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting 4,000 people or 3,000 people to watch that video, and she said, you didn't expect thousands, but hey, maybe God did. And I agree, and that's what's led me to want to make these talks. Why do I say this? Because I believe God wants to direct the lives of those who love and trust in Him. He's given us His Word as a guide. He's given us His Spirit as a comforter. He wants to bless us with wisdom in order to direct our lives, and I believe that God has paths that He wants us to be on, and He wants them to be blessed. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. This is something that I've known, or I guess was planted in my heart. The first memory that I have of it was when I was about 10 years old. Somebody took a small little placard and put it on the gun case in my bedroom, and the gun case was moved into my room, and this verse that I want to share with you today was on it. And I read the verse, and at the time I didn't think much of it, but as my life unfolded through my teenage years and through my college years and even up to today, this verse has proven itself to be so true. It's in Proverbs chapter 3, starting in verse 5. When the proverb writer says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He'll direct your paths." This verse has taught me a lot. It taught me to do, what do you do when life is uncertain? Trust in the Lord. What do you do whenever you don't understand why things are happening in your life the way that they are? You trust in the Lord. What do you do in life when you're not sure which path you ought to take? Trust in the Lord. Don't lean on your own understanding. It's so limited and short-sighted. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He'll direct your paths. What's He telling us? He tells us we need to trust God. Why do we need to trust God? The biggest reason that I've seen in life on why we need to trust God is because He loves us. He loves us as his children. I've got 4 boys. I love them more than you can imagine. I want their life to be great. I want them to go down great roads. I want them to accomplish great things. I want them to be blessed with joy and peace and all these other things. But I also know that they're in a broken world, and things are going to affect them, and they can be hurt, and sickness can come, and relationships can cause problems, and the world around them to go to so many different things. But I know that I want them to be blessed because they're my children. I trust God because I know I'm his child. He loves me and he cares for me. He's told me to cast all my cares on him because he cares for me. I have a God who loves me and cares for me. And I'm going to trust him with whatever he brings into my life. Because I believe that he wants to bless me, and he has a plan for my life. He wants to bless me in this life. He wants to bless me in the next one as well. So I want to ask you a very serious question for you, and you can go on with your day today and be blessed. What's God's path for you in these upcoming days? What's God's path for you in these next few days as our world is turned somewhat upside down? He wants to direct you down certain paths, but you have to be willing to listen, and it's not easy. For many of us in our society, prior to all of these things coming in 4 weeks ago, busyness had become our purpose. The immediate took the place of what in our minds would have been important. What we would have said was our greatest treasure, sadly, wasn't in the forefront of our minds. And now, as life has slowed down, maybe we need to reconsider God's purpose for us right now. Today's message from God is trust me. Trust me with all your heart. And I don't know what that looks like for you. A lot of people watching. Do you need to start a relationship with him? Maybe right now you're walking through this world and you have no connection with anything greater to you at all. Maybe you need to start your walk with God. Maybe you need information on that. Maybe you need guidance or advice on it. Feel free to message me. Feel free to give me a call. I've got time. I'd love to talk to you about it. Maybe you need to restart a relationship. Years ago, you were taught about God, but you've walked away for it for a period of time. I would say if you want to be blessed, now's the time to restart that relationship with him. Maybe you need to restore a relationship. Maybe you've had one, but you know that you've neglected it. You haven't given it the attention. You've let other priorities make your decisions for you, and you know the path that you're on is not one with God because that relationship has been broken. Well, just restore it. God wants you to come back. Maybe you need to revitalize your relationship. You've been walking, but you've just been in a rut, and you would say, yes, I believe in God, and yes, I trust the Lord. But maybe today you need to say, look, I have to get serious about this at this point in time so that I can live a life that'll bring him glory, so I can really be the light that other people need during these dark times. I don't know what you need to do, but I can tell you this. If you want to be blessed in this life and in the next, trust in the Lord. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Tomorrow we're going to consider some things that we can do. Some things that we can do now in order to be a blessing for others. My mom wanted another song, so I have posted a link to another song up above. Some folks at Southgate didn't have Facebook, so I have put these videos on YouTube as well. If you want to find them there, be happy to let you know how to do that. Continue to pray for our country. Continue to pray for one another. I love you. The Lord loves you. And let's make sure that we care for one another.